The last stock I wanted to show you is Pan. Now this isn't a swing, but I'm just going to show you the Pan chart. What interested me with Pan today, it was up near resistance all day. Previous resistance was 291. The day before was 289, and today it was 288, 287. It sat out most of the day. Didn't look like it was going to break. I actually shorted it early in the day because I felt like with weakness in commodities, resource prices overnight. I thought we might actually get a bit of a pullback. Covered for a couple of ticks lost when it was quite obvious it wasn't going to get any lower. But what was interesting to me with this one is, and we're going to go to a depth replay screen, which in Spark is one of the really cool features, is that from about where are we here? Probably from about 1 o'clock right through to about 3, there was quite strong resistance around that 288, 290 area, and particularly in the afternoon. Sorry, for 288 area, not 290. We'll just go to a daily chart here. Stop confusing myself. Okay, so pretty much all day there was this resistance at 287 and then 288, and there was actually a large wall here at 288 almost all of the afternoon. Here's a depth screen from the afternoon where you can see 128,000 sell on the sell side, 7,000 on the buy, 11, 15. So the sell side was well and truly stacked, and it looked like this most of that afternoon period. But the interesting thing was it wasn't dipping away from that wall, and obviously if you see a wall of sellers, it will cause a resistance point. Other sellers will look at that and go, I'm going to sell in front of that, and it'll cause the stock to drop. More often than not, I find if a stock doesn't dip under a big wall of sellers, there's a fair chance it's going to eat it. And conversely, on the buy side, if a stock has dipped down to a large wall of buyers and it can't bounce away from it, there's a fair chance, in my opinion, that if the depth is well and truly stacked on the buy side and it can't bounce away from a wall of buyers, and there's a fair chance it will eventually breach that wall. But I just wanted to replay what happened in Pan, and now we're going 5 times normal speed here. I think I'm pretty close to where all the action happened. I'll go a little faster. You can see 132,000. We're watching this figure here. Still almost nothing on the buy side at 87, but no sellers. And that hung around and hung around. I'm going to go faster again. So we're doing 20 times the real time. Still no action at all. We'll go faster again. I thought I'd plonk this a little closer to the point where it broke out, but we'll speed through this. And I'll go one faster. We're going 60 times now. It's going to go pretty quickly. As you can see by this line here, we're getting up pretty closely to where it broke, so we'll slow it down a little bit. Still pretty much no action at all into this 288 wall, but it couldn't dip any lower whatsoever. Buyers started to build as it probably became pretty apparent that it wasn't able to dip. And then pretty quickly here, we're going to see this wall disappear. So I'll go faster, one more tick to get close. So still, pretty much the same depth all the time. Was making no progress on that wall, but again, it wasn't building terribly much on the buy side, but not dipping whatsoever. And we should be right on it about now. You're going to watch this figure disappear pretty quickly. So as soon as a few chunks started disappearing from it, it's going to go in a hurry. Sorry this is taking so long to get to. But alright, here they start to go now. And any minute now, waiting. Okay, it's starting to get, I would imagine the psychological level for a lot of people is once it got under 100. You can see it's getting pretty close to that 100 figure. We're still doing it 30 times real speed, so we're flying through here. This is 3:30 in the afternoon, so I'm watching this wall for a breach, thinking, just purely looking for a quick scalp, because with all the built up pressure with it under this, stuck at this res, I figured once it's gone, and boom, that was almost too quick to see. So we'll go back one tick, we'll slow this down to 5 times, and we'll play it again. You'll see how quickly these go once everyone has a fair crack at it. Now, this is what I call a coffee money trade. depending on your position sizing, it's only going to, it's not going to be a week maker or anything, but it's the bread and butter trades that keep day traders going. So, for example, if you get 20,000 here at $2.88, that's $200 a tick. You can see them disappearing now, and they're pretty quickly gone. So they disappeared pretty quickly at 288. If we go a little faster now, back up, within 10 or 15 minutes, you could have quite healthily been selling at 292, 291 even. So from 88 to 91, even if you only took 91, 200 shares, 20,000 shares, 3 cents, $600 less your brokerage. So it's a really nice bread and butter trade. But a really important sign, in my opinion, if a stock's not dipping at all away from really strong resistance, there's a fair chance it's going to break it. Okay, that's all I've got for you tonight. Have a good weekend, everyone. I'll talk to you next week.